Hi friends, it's time for our April 2025 predictions. Can you believe it's already going to be April? So first let's just look at our calendars, and you can mark these dates down. I'll put them in the description of the video as well so that you know what key transits we have going on this month. So we're starting off the month with a lot of things in retrograde. Mercury is still in retrograde. Venus is going to still be in retrograde as we start off the month. But on April 7th, Mercury will be moving direct. It will be in Pisces. And then on April 12th, Venus will be moving direct, and it will be also in Pisces. Also on April 12th, we have the full moon in Libra. So that's going to be a really big day. I will likely do a whole separate reading just on that once we get there. Oh my gosh, I'm just like, it's already showing me. The 10 of Cups is coming out. I just feel like, yeah, I was just getting this, like, as I was writing down the transits, that's going to just be such a big day because Venus is moving direct. We have this full moon in Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus, okay? So it's like, I just feel like there's a big healing, like, revelation. It's allowing you to just really move towards the direction you want to, especially in love. I feel like you're gonna have clearer insights, and especially if you've been doing all the things that you're supposed to have been doing with Venus retrograde all along, and if you're like, oh my God, what am I supposed to be doing? Go back to that Venus retrograde reading that I did. It's a long one, and it just gives you so much insight. But with the Queen of Crystals, it's like you have this like clarity, you have this insight, this path forward. So I think that's going to really be helpful for you, especially as you've had so much time where you've been confused about relationships in particular with the Four of Cups, and the answers are coming to you. So I think that's really, really good news. Then on April 16th, Mercury is going to be moving into Aries. So when Mercury went retrograde, it was originally in Aries, and then it has gone all the way back into Pisces. So as it's like retracing its steps, April 7th into a little bit later into April, it needs to get a little further into Aries. It will finally done retracing its steps. That is when we'll really feel like even more of this, like, okay, we're really, really moving forward, because when it's retracing its steps, it's still considered the shadow period, okay? Then another big transit on April 17th is Mars transiting into Leo. This is also really big because Mars is also in its shadow period of having gone retrograde. And so as it gets back into Leo, like, we're going to have a lot of forward momentum. Once Venus goes direct, all the main planets will be direct. Literally everything. So we will have no retrogrades, and that's not necessarily good or bad. It just means that like everything is like, there's a lot of forward momentum. Sometimes retrogrades are actually really good things. We need to not think of retrograde as always being bad, but with Mercury in Aries and Mars going into Leo and Venus is going to be direct, and just there's a lot of this like momentum energy, a lot of action, I feel like, coming forward. So it's really going to be key for you, in order to be ready to move forward, that you release the things that are holding you back, that aren't for you. That's a lot of the time for the retrogrades. Grieve what you need to grieve, release what you need to release, so that you're not taking them with you into the new season, right? We're in spring now, and it's time to move forward, to get towards this joy and happiness. 10 of Cups, 3 of Cups, right? On April 19th, Taurus season is going to begin. On April 27th, we have the new moon in Taurus. And then on April 30th, Venus enters Aries. So there are other significant days throughout the month that I'll talk about when we do our weekly readings as well. But those are the main ones to jot down in your calendar. But now let's take a look more at the tarot and see what you can expect for this month ahead. So first, I just want to get the big themes of the month for this collective. What are the big themes, thank you, Spirit, that this collective just needs to be aware of? The big energy for the month of April. The big energy for the month of April. We have the 8 of Stars coming out. Let's see what else we get. Okay, 7 of Wands. This is literally Mars and Leo. I said this was going to be a big deal. Do you see the Strength card in reverse? Okay, so that's really interesting. So we have that Leo in reverse, and then, because the Strength card is the Leo card, and then the Mars and Leo card, right? So I feel like one of the things that you're going to need to really work through this month is recognizing where you're holding yourself back, where you are not stepping into your own power, places where you feel like you have to prove yourself to people who you shouldn't need to, like, why, like, it's almost like you're trying to prove yourself to people who you don't need to prove yourself to. Like, maybe you're trying to prove yourself to people on social media, or you're arguing in comments, or you're proving yourself to somebody who's like no longer on the same frequency as you. So like, why are you wasting that energy? Because I'm getting a lot of like, you're wasting energy. You're wasting energy. Okay, so that's coming through. Like, you have this energy, but the key with this energy is directing it in the right way. And that's the message of the 8 of Stars, right? She has a lot of ingredients. She has a lot of tools. She has a lot of power, but she's choosing to direct her energy in a way that is going to help her be prosperous. It's going to help her to grow in her craft, to grow in her relationships, to gain in finances. And I feel like you are letting people take energy from you that have no business having anything to do with your energy. So that's a big lesson this month. Again, fighting in comments is coming up a lot. So if that's something that you find yourself doing, like let that be something that you let fall away. Like, even if you're like, I spent 5 minutes fighting in comments today, choose 5 minutes of something else. Okay, like literally direct your energy something in other ways. That's not helping anybody. That's not helping your energy. That's not helping the collective energy. If you have energy to fight, like, direct it somewhere else. Call your freaking congressperson and leave voicemails. Okay, like, you're not using your energy toward, like, it just seems like you're wasting energy and not putting it towards things that you can actually make a difference with. So like, use your energy wisely so that then you can receive the blessings that you want to receive, with the Page of Stars on the bottom of the deck here too. Okay, I also just feel like there's something about this month being an important bridge, and I guess it makes sense, Taurus season. Okay, so I'm thinking about it, I'm visualizing this like important bridge taking us from Aquarius season to Leo season. And it just seems like it, like, especially like from February to August, right? And it just seems like there's something that you need to do this month to be like, I set these intentions in February. I want to, like, you know, get them in August in Leo season. So I have to make sure I'm like staying on course in Taurus season. And the reason I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense is because Taurus is another fixed sign. So it's like, yeah, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio are the fixed signs. So it's like something about this energy is significant here. Any other main themes that this collective needs to know for the month of April, Spirit? Any other main messages? Yeah, you're continuing to plant seeds and also nurture the seeds that you planted. You're planting seeds and nurturing the seeds that you planted. You're choosing your relationships carefully. We'll dig into relationships in separate videos too. I'll make a whole playlist for you. But I really feel like there's a lot of nurturing around your inner child to build the right connections for you. A lot of spring energy in here with the full card on the bottom of the deck, but 7 of Stars, right? So like like I said, you planted seeds in February that you want to like harvest in August. So in order for that to happen, you can't just plant the seeds and ignore them. You have to nurture these seeds with intention, with the 7 of Stars. I do see the 6 of Cups, which this is also like really good harmonious news. I feel like there's, this is like taking care of your inner child, because we do also see this Strength card in reverse. So that's also telling me like your inner child does need some good attention, but it does also seem like there's some soulmate connection here too. I feel like there's a lot of really beautiful things. Remember, the very first card that came out was the 10 of Cups. So like, that's really, really good news. And the Fool just feels light and bright, a new beginning. But as long as your heart is not blocked off to it, okay? So if you feel like your heart is blocked off, and then this won't come in for you. So you have a lot more control than you think you do with the 8 of Stars coming out. It's reminding you, and the 8 of Stars, the 7 of Wands, you have a lot more control over what happens in your future. I do feel like a lot of Taurus season is about you kind of like taking the bull by the horns. Like, what is in your control? And I feel like you have to take some control and some responsibility here. Five of Cups is back on the bottom of the deck. So again, if like your heart is too closed off, or you're still attached to old things, you're not releasing the things that aren't for you, you're trying to bring those things with you, that's not nurturing the new beginnings that you want to have. So if you're still attached to the old ways, the old lessons, you had like, you're not going to receive all these blessings that can come in. So this is, your opportunity right now. As I'm talking through this, you have some time still to make those decisions, to release the things that are holding you back. That way you can start fresh, new spark, Ace of Wands energy. Okay, so I feel like that's the overall theme. We're gonna do some additional videos. Like I said, I'll make a playlist so we can look at what you're gonna see for romantic love, friends and family. We'll look at career and finances. We'll look at mind, body, spirit. So yeah, stay tuned. Here we go.